Good morning, I'm Nivareti Manu, and this is your morning news fix for Thursday, 24th of July. In this update, Sport New Zealand is abandoning its guidelines outlining how transgender athletes can be included in community sport. It follows a government directive. They don't align with the coalition agreement. It comes as New Zealand First Leader Winston Peters threatens funding cuts for sporting codes that promote policies relating to gender which compromise fair competition. In a statement released this morning, Sport NZ Chief Executive Raylene Castle says the government has ordered the Crown entity to scrap the guidelines. The International Court of Justice has ruled that countries failing to meet their climate obligations could be sued by other countries. The case was taken to the court by a group of Pacific Island law students. The court says nations must comply with stringent obligations placed on them by climate treaties, including the 2015 Paris Agreement. Judge Yuji Wasawa says it's something that every nation needs to take seriously.
The duty to cooperate is a central obligation under the climate change treaties and other environmental treaties.
A person has died and a child has been hospitalised with burns after a New Plymouth house fire last night. Fire and Emergency says people kept running back to the fire at a property on Oranga Street. It says the home was well involved when crews arrived just before 11 p.m. last night. Rents are falling for the first time in more than 15 years. New Cotality analysis of MB data shows the national median rent dropped 0.3% in the year to May. Cotality says that isn't a big drop, but it is the first drop at all since late 2009. Sky City has now introduced carded play at all their casinos. Anyone wanting to gamble will need to get a card by showing photo ID. Sky City says that the cards will allow them to better monitor gameplay and encourage safer gambling behaviours. Last year, the Auckland Casino closed its doors for 5 days voluntarily after it was investigated by the Department of Internal Affairs for failing host obligations. Bookings for docks, huts, campsites and great walks raked in more than $13 million over summer. Almost 670,000 bed nights were booked between December and February, up 12% on the summer before. Doc says nearly 60,000 people embarked on a great walk, and 60% of those were New Zealanders. It says international visitor numbers were back to 93% of pre-COVID figures over summer. Santa recruitment teams are gearing up early, expecting a huge Christmas rush this year. 2 Jingle and Mingle events run by talent agencies Seen to Believe are being held in Auckland today and Christchurch tomorrow. They'll allow old and new Santas to share tips and hone their skills in preparation for recruitment. In sport, a late crash due to wet weather has marred the finish to the 160-kilometre flat stage 17 on cycling's Tour de France. Jonathan Milan won and continues to wear the top sprinter's green jersey. Yannick Sinner has reappointed his former fitness coach, Umberto Ferrara, whose pharmaceutical advice resulted in the world tennis number 1 getting a 3-month drug ban this year. India are 264 for 4 at stumps on the opening day of the 4th cricket test in their 5-match series against England at Manchester. I'm Nivareti Manu. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at midday from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.